Nigel Farage calls for second EU referendum to end ridiculous anti-Brexit remoaning. The former Ukip leader said he believed Britons would once again vote to quit the European Union, just as they did in June 2016. Nigel Farage also claimed an EU referendum rerun is the only way to end arguments from Remainers wanting to thwart Brexit once and for all. Speaking on Channel 5's Wright Stuff, Mr. Farage said, "My mind is actually changing on this. What is for certain is the Cleggs, Blairs and Adonises will never ever give up. They will go on whinging, whining and moaning about the whole process. So maybe, just maybe I'm reaching the point of thinking that we should have a second referendum on EU membership." The Brexiteer said a second vote would kill off the issue for a generation and send Tony Blair to total obscurity. "I think if we had a second referendum on EU membership we'd kill it off for a generation. The percentage that would vote to leave next time would be very much bigger than it was last time around. We may just finish the whole thing off and Blair can disappear off into total obscurity." Tony Blair, Lord Adonis and Nick Clegg have all called for Britons to be offered a second vote on their European Union future. In an interview with The National, Mr. Blair said the vote could take the form of either a referendum or a national election. He said, "What's important is that we don't have a vote on the divorce until we see the terms of the new relationship. It could be an election, it could be a referendum. You have to have a final say." Lord Adonis has followed a similar route in his attempt to thwart Brexit. He urged Jeremy Corbyn to push the Labour Party to endorse a second EU referendum on the final Brexit deal. Lord Adonis, who quit as infrastructure czar over the government's Brexit stance, said it would become increasingly difficult for Mr. Corbyn to stand shoulder to shoulder with Theresa May on Brexit. "I'm rather hoping that Jeremy Corbyn will move in the direction of a referendum on the final terms, because it is going to become increasingly difficult for him to stand shoulder to shoulder with Theresa May when the living standards of ordinary hard-working Brits are being trashed," Lord Adonis told The Independent. The Prime Minister responded to Mr. Farage's comments, insisting a second vote would be a betrayal of voters and weaken her position at the Brexit negotiations. Lord Malloch Brown, chairman of anti-Brexit group Best for Britain, said, "A second referendum, my message is clear, bring it on. This is something that the country needs. Every day we see the disaster of Brexit as we see its impact on our economy, jobs, communities and our society." With these comments, Nigel Farage is disowning the chaos that trying to leave the EU has wrought on this country. Him and his Brexiteer allies have zero idea of what would come next. More to follow.